Hello and welcome to our today's edition of News with me, Charity Chalanga. First, a look at the top stories. Pope Leo XIV condemns deadly Democratic Republic of Congo church attack, prays for persecuted Christians. Minister of Trade Vitumbiko Mumba joins Chakwera ticket for September 16th election. Malawi Congress Party withdraws from Mzimba Central race amid intra-party disputes. And in international news, the Lungu family demands government cover funeral and legal costs amid ongoing court battle. We do have the details to these and many other stories. Stay tuned. In the aftermath of a brutal terrorist attack on a church in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Pope Leo XIV expressed deep sorrow and called for united efforts to prevent such tragedies. Speaking during his first general audience since his summer break, the Holy Father condemned the violence in Komandai to the province, where over 40 Christians were killed during a prayer vigil and in their homes. We have a Vatican News report read by Patrick Pupa.
The Pope assured the faithful that he is praying for the victims, the wounded, and all Christians around the world who continue to face persecution. He also entrusted the victims to God's mercy and urged leaders at both local and international levels to take action to stop further atrocities. In a telegram of condolence, the Pope expressed hope that the martyr's blood would become a source of peace, reconciliation, and unity for the Congolese people. Continuing his catechist on the Jubilee theme, Jesus Christ our hope, the Pope reflected on the conclusion of Jesus' public ministry by highlighting the healing of a deaf man who also had a speech impediment. The Pope noted how Jesus' approach, taking the man aside, speaking to him, and physically touching him was a gesture of deep compassion and personal care. He observed that many people today live in isolation, struggling with communication due to past wounds or feeling misunderstood. In such brokenness, he said there is a need for moments of closeness with Christ, who alone can restore hope and connection. He encouraged the faithful to allow themselves to be transformed by Christ's healing presence so they could look beyond their own struggles and serve others with greater empathy and attentiveness.
Auxiliary Bishop Vincent Mwakawa has encouraged children at Kekoma Outstation under Liguni Parish in Archdiocese of Lilongwe to be prayerful, God-fearing, and to lend a hand to those who suffer. The Auxiliary Bishop was speaking during the visit by Pope's representative Sister Ines Paulo and Dalia Braithwaite, Pontifical Mission Societies of Archdiocese of Boston in America, who visited Liguni area to interact with children. Sister Ines Paulo thanked the Malawian Catholic Church for promoting childhood mission and has also asked the parents to take care of their children in a good way. More details in this report followed by Gift Kalonga.
Auxiliary Bishop Vincent Mwakawa, who is also the chair of the Office of Pope in Malawi, Pontifical Mission Societies, PMS, in his speech and homily, expressed his happiness with the children's mission and thanked the Teresian sisters for their recommendable job. Chairperson for Kakoma Zone, Vincent Kamnongona, said that he was very happy with the visit by the Auxiliary Bishop and the Pope's representative, describing it as an encouragement to the children. The inaugural National Children Congress will commence on the 31st July 2025 at Don Bosco Parish in the Archdiocese of Lilongwe. For Luntha News, this is Gift Kalonga.
Bishop Chairman of the Pontifical Mission Societies Malawi, Right Reverend Vincent Frederick Mwakawa, He has encouraged the children to grow in their missionary life through prayer, service, and compassion. Speaking on Tuesday when he visited St. Beatrice outstation of Rudzi Parish in Mchinji, Makwawa, who is also the auxiliary bishop of Lilongwe, praised the children's vibrant participation in faith activities, reminding them that Christ calls them to be missionaries in everyday life. The visit, joined by Dalia Braithwaite, a Holy Childhood coordinator from the Archdiocese of Boston, U.S., highlighted the impact of global support through the Holy Childhood Association. Bishop Makwawa also urged the parents to guard against early marriages and to prioritize children's education. He had this to say.
We encourage also the parents that they should continue to support the children. The parents are very good here. They support the children. We wanted to motivate them that they should continue to support children. However, we have also given them a caution about early marriages. In Chinji, according to our records, or rather the reports that we have from the government, early marriages are also high here. So I was encouraging parents to mentor the children and also guard them, and give them their right to education, but also to mold them. We as a church, we always encourage, children to learn, to get educated, and to finish school through the Holy Childhood.
President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera is named the Minister of Trade and Industry, Engineer Vitumbiko Mumba, as his running mate for the upcoming September 16th general election. He made the announcement while presenting his nomination papers to Malawi Electoral Commission Chairperson Justice Annabel Mtalimanja in Lilongwe on Wednesday. Bridget Manoka was there and she now reports.
In his remarks, Chakwera defended his bid for a second term, emphasizing that the first 5 years of his presidency were marred by unforeseen national crises such as COVID-19 pandemic, natural disasters like cyclones, and the recent tragic plane crash. He stated that despite these setbacks, his administration laid strong foundations and now seeks a fresh mandate to finish what was started. Chakwera's nomination signals the formal beginning of a campaign likely to focus on continuity, recovery, and leadership renewal within his party. The announcement of Mumba as his running mate also underscores his intent to bring in new faces while strengthening the MCP's electoral appeal. Speaking after the submission, MEC Chairperson Justice Annabel Mtalimanja confirmed that Chakwera's papers had been reviewed and deemed in order, pending final verification. As required, Chakwera also paid the 10 million Kwaja nomination fee, aligning with the Commission's electoral guidelines. Submission of nomination papers to the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC by aspiring presidential candidates began on July 24th, with President Lazarus Chakwera being the final contender to present his papers. Among those who submitted earlier, Democratic Progressive Party DPP leader Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika selected Jenny Ansah as his running mate, while UTM Party President Daliso Kabambe named Matthews Mtumbuka as his running mate. Bridget Manoka, for Luntha News.
You're watching news on Luntha Television. We'll be back after this short break.
The Fighting Inequalities Project, led by the Malawi Economic Justice Network and supported by NORAD through the NCA-DCA Joint Country Program, is taking bold steps to tackle poverty and inequality in Mangochi and beyond. We believe everyone deserves equal rights and opportunities, no matter their background or economic status. That's why we're pushing for increased public financing, better governance, and stronger civic engagement to ensure that no one, is left behind. Our focus areas include social protection, where we are advocating for inclusive safety nets that support the most vulnerable, and extractive sector governance, where we're ensuring fair and transparent use of natural resources to benefit all Malawians. Through accountability, human rights promotion, and influencing duty bearers, we're making sure public resources serve those who need them most. Be part of the change. The Fighting Inequalities Project is more than a campaign. It's a call to action. Stand with us as we demand policies that prioritize the needs of marginalized communities and build a Malawi where everyone can thrive. Let's fight inequality. Let's build a fairer society together.
This week in our exclusive report.
Nganiwe Mkandawile is changing the face of commercial farming in Malawi. At the helm of Mtembenge Mega Farm in Mzimba, she is among the few women operating at such scale through the government's Mega Farms initiative aimed at boosting food production, creating jobs and driving rural development.
I am a maize farmer and I applied for support from the Mega Farm Support Unit to help me work on my 100 hectares of land.
At Mzuzu University, farming is now part of the academic mission. Through the Mzuni Mega Farm, the institution is working in step with President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera's vision. Already, 103 hectares out of 500 have been cultivated with vital support in seed and fertilizer, targeting a 6,000 bag maize harvest even after a dry spell.
It's a strategy, investment strategy to raise resources to support our operations.
Minister of Agriculture Sam Kaware reaffirmed the government's commitment to the cause, saying strong measures have been put in place to increase productivity and ensure surplus yields.
The reason why we are investing heavily in mega farmers is obviously to increase production. Now, if the country isn't producing enough, we end up being forced to import food from other countries, and you can't import food into the country and pay using Malawi kwacha.
From Mzuzu University's innovation to Nganiwe's trailblazing leadership and the expanding success of Luhomero Farm, one message stands out. Mega Farms is not just about farming. It's about building a resilient, self-reliant Malawi. With leadership, support and local action, Malawi is moving closer to ending hunger and creating lasting prosperity.
This
If you've just joined us, I know that you're watching news on Luntha television. Now a reminder of the top stories. Pope Leo XIV condemns deadly Democratic Republic of Congo church attack, prays for persecuted Christians. Minister of Trade Vitumbiko Mumba joins Chakwera ticket for September 16th election. Malawi Congress Party withdraws from Mzimba Central race amid intra-party disputes. And in international news, the Lungu family demands government cover funeral and legal costs amid ongoing court battle. Moving on with the news, the internal conflict within the Malawi Congress Party MCP in Mzimba Central constituency has finally come to an end as the party has resolved not to field any candidate in the upcoming September 16th elections. This follows a letter from MCP's legal director George Jefferson Gazibachike addressed to lawyer Kumbo Soko, who represents one of the contenders of Vitumbiko Mumba, agreeing with Soko's suggestion that the party should not participate in the election due to the ongoing disputes. Meanwhile, governance and political analysts have urged the MCP to overcome its resistance to embracing new leadership. Independent presidential candidate Smart Swila has pledged to deal with corruption once and for all when he becomes the president of Malawi on September 16, 2025. Swila made the remarks as he officially submitted his nomination papers Wednesday morning, reaffirming his candidature for the September general elections. Swila has endorsed Jonathan Matonga as his running mate for the forthcoming tripartite elections and proceeded to sign the Malawi Electoral Commission May Code of Conduct, a symbolic gesture of his commitment to uphold democratic campaigning standards. Tandio Mzumala has more details in this report.
Speaking after presenting his nomination papers, Swira stated that if elected, his administration would restore order in government and intensify the fight against corruption. Proclaiming himself an anointed man of God, Swira said he is God sent to save Malawi from the current economic mess, saying all this will be possible after the tripartite elections. He has also called for peaceful campaign, voting and fair elections management by the Malawi Electoral Commission as this event holds the future of the country.
Malawi akonza kuyika chiyembekezo chawo pa munthu uyu mukumuonayo. Choyamba ndi kulowa mboma to stamp out corruption. You cannot be corrupt and stamp out corruption. You have to have a pure heart. Mtima wangwiro kuti uthane ndi corruption.
MEC has since accepted Swira's nomination papers after its primary scrutiny. He is one of several independent contenders who formally collected nomination papers. In 2019, Swira also attempted to stand as an independent presidential candidate but did not succeed. For Luntha News, this is Tandiwe Mzumara.
Tony Ngalande, former Member of Parliament for Balaka North and a shadow member for Ngwangwa constituency, has vowed to keep driving development forward in Ngwangwa if re-elected. Speaking at Balaka Primary School during his nomination paper submission to the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC today, Ngalande praised to pick up where he left off, ensuring continued progress for the constituency. Andrew Nandolo has filed this report.
Speaking at Balaka Primary School during his nomination paper submission to the Malawi Electoral Commission MEC today, Ngalande pledged to pick up where he left off, ensuring continued progress for the constituency.
Today is my happiest day. Today is the happiest day to the people of Balaka Ngwangwa constituency. Now that we have submitted our nomination papers, now the journey of campaign begins. Our mission is to develop the constituency as we have done in the past. We will continue from where we left, and we will do more than we did in the cohort that has just ended. So I urge all the people of Balaka North constituency to look at Tony Ngalande, what he's going to do for them, and keep the vote, and don't forget that Tony Ngalande's symbol is a boho. Thank you very much.
Representing independent bodies, Helen Luwayo, a reporter from Malawi Broadcasting Corporation MPC, said the process has been smooth since day one, noting that all candidates have been vocal about peaceful campaign period.
Well, there's a word that says, united we stand, divided we fall. So based on the advice that were given to people, especially from different parties, I actually noted something that everybody said, that we have to come together, we have to do this in a peaceful way, and I believe that as media as well, we are also going for the same way, making sure that we are covering everything in a peaceful manner.
According to MEC calendar, Wednesday 30th July marked the last day for presentation of nomination papers ahead of the 16 September general elections. Reporting for Balaka, this is Andrew Nandolo.
And in other news, the family of Zambia's late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu has formally demanded that the Zambian government cover all expenses related to his cancelled funeral and the legal fees arising from the ongoing dispute over his remains. In documents submitted before the Guardian Division of the High Court in South Africa, Lungu's widow Esther Lungu, his children Tasela, Dalitso and Tieso, his sister Bertha, nephew Charles Pili, family lawyer Makebi Zulu, and funeral service provider Two Mountains argue that the government's last-minute legal action caused both emotional and financial hardship. The family is seeking a punitive court order against the Zambian state, contending that the government's urgent application filed just 2 hours before Lungu's scheduled burial on June 25th was unjustified and amounted to an abuse of process. We have a Lusaka Times report being read in our studio by Emmanuel Chocha.
The respondents claimed that the government had been aware since at least June 18 that the body would not return to Zambia by that date, yet waited until the funeral day to act. This, they argued, resulted in the cancellation of the fully arranged funeral in Pretoria, incurring expense for the venue, transportation, carriage, security, and the funeral home, all in line with the Lungu's expressed burial wishes. The family accused the Zambian state of acting in bad faith and politically interfering in a private family matter, asserting that the widow's legal right to determine the burial arrangements has been undermined. In its own court filing, the government has justified its intervention by citing the need to verify the identity of the remains in compliance with the court order issued by the Deputy Judge President Oble Pambo Redwana. The body had been kept at the Pretoria funeral parole for nearly 2 months amid escalating legal standoff. Lungu died on June 5, Victoria, while his family opted for a private burial in South Africa. The Zambian government insists that the former head of state to be repatriated and accorded a full state funeral in Lusaka.
With that item, we've also come to the end of our today's bulletin, but let's have a recap of the top stories before we go. Pope Leo XIV condemns deadly Democratic Republic of Congo church attack, prays for persecuted Christians. Minister of Trade Vitumbiko Mumba joins Chakwera ticket for September 16th election. Malawi Congress Party withdraws from Mzimba Central race amid intra-party disputes. And in international news, the Lungu family demands government cover funeral and legal costs amid ongoing court battle. You have been with me, Charity Chilanga. Thanks for the praise of your company and goodbye.